father is on his way and will show up any minute to add more chaos to this situation.
You have all of these countries saying, we don't give in to imperial power. You have a crazy man behind all the red buttons, pressing the red buttons. I don't like where my tax money's going. But besides that, I need a distraction from all of this. Eggs are too expensive. Life is lifing. The bags under my eyes are bagging. What can we do? What can we do? I like watching people lose their minds about things that aren't so serious because it distracts me from what is really serious that I can't control. So join me on this wild ride. If you like my content, I will continue to make it. I had a little break because I had to figure out where I was going in life, and we're back. And I found time to come back and share my time with you. So my cat is scratching me again. He said, "Mother, love me."
So what's it all about?
He told me to wipe off a button and clear our screen.
Okay.
And then he want to write me up.
Does she currently work here?
No,
Or?
she does not.
The whole almost year I've been working here, ain't nobody ever did that. So why everybody out in B have to do that?
You fired her today?
First it was first
You just wanted her to leave?
Then it was
Okay. Is she allowed to come back?
Her name was Trish.
So how did we get from?
He picked it. First it was an old lady that worked here. Her name was Jill. Then it was another girl who worked here. Her name was Trish.
Okay.
Then it was another dude who worked there. His name was Pee Wee. Then it was my sister Aubrey, and then it was now me.
Nice.
I blacked out on every name besides Pee Wee.
Her name was Trish.
So how did we get from?
He picked it. First it was an old lady that worked here. Her name was Jill. Then it was another girl who worked here. Her name was Trish.
Okay.
Then it was another dude who worked there. His name was Pee Wee. Then it was my sister Aubrey, and then it was now me.
Nice. So how did we get from him asking you to do something, you getting upset, to now them claiming that you're making threats and we come
Didn't
here?
nobody threaten him.
You never threatened anybody or nothing?
No, didn't threaten him.
They said they terminated her today and she needs to leave the property and not come back.
I'll leave the property as soon as my dad get here.
Do you have a car here?
No.
Okay, well we can.
This is something I never understood. I never want to be at work longer than necessary. I don't like that building. It has a lot of trauma. I have to put my own personal well-being down for the company and its policies. I get to let people talk down to me. I get to have this person who's paid a couple dollars more feel like they're my superior. When I think about all the times that I've been told you're not welcome here anymore, I'm like, great, I get to go home. But staying somewhere after being asked to leave and just digging your heel in the sand and going, I'll leave on my terms. I'll leave when I'm ready. You don't get to boss me around. I've never understood that. I'd rather just wait outside. Like, is it cool if I just wait outside for my ride then? I'm going to wait outside. That's public property, correct? These interactions with people are not worth jail time or having a record. Being away from home, being away from freedoms that a lot of people, currently and otherwise, don't have.
You can step outside though. You can go out this way or you can go out this way. Whichever your dad said was gonna pick you up.
We can go wait somewhere.
Don't know.
What's your name?
None of your business?
It is, okay.
Because he didn't have to call the police.
Okay, he did. What's your name?
No, he didn't. No, you don't.
Stop.
Don't put your hands on me! Let me go!
You're making this a much bigger deal than
Let
it
me
needs
go!
to be. Just
Let me go!
settle down.
Don't.
Let me go, and I will go outside and wait for my dad. No, let me go.
I need your ID.
And we're
Unpopular opinion, this is also why I think you really need to hold very strong boundaries around your children. When you tell them no, back it up with action. They get into being adults, and when police are telling them no, this happens. They don't understand how serious the word no is. Male or women. I think men have a history of taking the word no a little bit farther than women on occasion, at least from my experience anecdotally. Take that how you want.
Now you're going to jail. Now you're
Stop it.
Stop.
Stop!
And it won't hurt.
Fuck out. Let me go, bro.
Stop resisting. You're under arrest.
Bro, let me go! Oh my fucking god. Fucking ass bitch.
Got it. I don't think that was necessary, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, well,
Can you let me go? You're hurting my arm.
just relax. They get the handcuffs on you, then that's it. Then we're gonna let go. Relax.
I need my phone.
We'll get your stuff.
I need to call my dad.
Okay, well,
Can you stop? You're hurting my damn arm.
please let go of your bag. Thank you. I'll get your phone.
Bro, this one is too tight.
Stop! We can't do
No, can
anything
you let
while
me
you're
go?
still fighting us.
Oh my god.
And we are not going to let you go. You are under arrest.
Can you guys untie?
That was another thing. Stop, hurt. You're hurting me. It's too tight. It's too tight. Well, swinging their arms. Get off of me. Get off of me. And you expect them to put the cuffs on in any sort of way that isn't too tight while you're flailing around like that. This is what they mean by you are not complying. I struggle because a lot of this also reminds me of, is it mental illness or is it entitlement? Is someone just not cognitively functioning correctly and not being able to use their voice to speak up for their own needs and autonomy in the situation, and then it escalates? Or is it just entitlement where people are like, I'm not going to listen to you? She was sitting there upset that she got fired. Something's probably up with this manager that they have a revolving door of people coming in and out. It might not be the manager. It might be the company itself. I sit back, there's too many X factors, but I digress.
It's actually loose, though.
No, this one is not.
Okay, stop pulling on it, and it's not going to be so
Can
tight.
I get my phone?
I'll get your phone.
No, I need to call my dad.
Okay, you want to call your dad,
No, I need
and if
to call
he's
my
already
dad.
on the way, we'll explain it when he
Can you let
gets
me
here.
go, please?
Okay.
My phone is on.
We'll get it.
I'm gonna get your phone again.
Way to go for the cop for gentle parenting her. She goes, I need my phone. No, you want your phone right now. There's a difference. I remember growing up watching cops. This was not the case. They would slam and taser and do all sorts of crazy things. I'm sure some of it was scripted, but at the same time, lately in cop videos, I'm seeing a larger amount of empathy, understanding, and de-escalating tactics that I'm seeing more of that training actually playing out in these videos, which is nice to see.
1152.
Search real quick.
Anything in your pockets at all?
The van report turned into this. Is your ID in your bag, ma'am?
No, I don't have it on me.
Okay.
Have a seat. We're going to get some information from you.
I don't need to sit down.
How you doing?
You have to sit.
You lost that option 2 minutes ago.
Sit down. Take a minute.
I
Sit
can't
down.
sit down. He
You
does
have
this
to.
with everybody. That's what y'all don't understand.
We will get it figured out. But right now, you need to sit down. You are under arrest. Don't make me drag you into the car. Thank you.
The father is on his way and will show up any minute to add more chaos to this situation.
Oh my god.
What is your last name?
I'm not telling you guys nothing until my dad here.
Oh. How old are you? How old are you? So we can just take you down to the jail, and then if they find out you're a juvenile, then we take you all the way to juvenile.
Not a juvenile.
Okay, so how old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay, what's your last name? Okay, then we'll just take you down to the jail, they'll fingerprint you, and you will stay in jail until you give your name or your fingerprints come back in a few days. Why are you being so difficult with us?
Because you guys are being difficult with me. You guys even want to hear my side of the story.
First of all, this is your side of the story. My officer asked you, and then all they wanted you to do was leave and not come back. You did not want to get up and leave. This is a business. They have a right to have someone not on their property. There's other people in there eating and trying to order, and you're yelling. We just wanted you to step
Okay, but you guys don't know the half of Popeye.
You're right, I
And
know.
if you guys did, then you guys probably wouldn't be arresting me.
No, we're arresting you because you were pulling away and going.
No, I wasn't.
After a while, you realize that there's really nothing you can do when it comes to law and order. Is more about de-escalating energy that is disruptive to the public. It's less about protecting people individually from injustices and more about just keeping the peace overall. So you have a private business telling you to leave their property and now it's gone into a corporation. It's no longer between you and the manager anymore. It's now you and this corporation are having beef. So what she needs to do is actually get a lawyer for wrongful terminations, and get into those little litigation processes. Girl needs to lawyer up for the wrong reasons, poor thing. It's okay. None of us were trained this.
No, going away. You 100% were. And we have it on video, so it's fine.
Okay.
And you have to give your name because there's a report that you're not allowed back here.
Okay. You guys didn't have no reason to put your hands on me.
I freaked out the way I did. Put your hands on me. That's why.
Do you think if you would have got up and walked out like we asked you to, this would have been happening?
I didn't have to get up and walk out.
Yes, you do. They asked you to leave.
Okay, and I would have got up and walked out. You guys had to pressure me.
We literally said you have to leave and wait for you outside for your dad.
Okay.
What's your last name? First name?
Haley.
Dad was on his way.
Yep.
How long before you think he gets here?
I don't know. He was at work.
Okay.
That's Matthews, Capital 423, 1978.
She was. She just got terminated today. Now welcome back on the property.
Gary. I talked to the complainant. He doesn't want any, he just wants her banned from here. Nothing else. Have you ever been arrested before?
Like when I was like 12.
Oh, what was that for?
Running away.
Okay. But since you've been an adult, never.
Okay, that's not the same thing as being arrested. That's having yourself picked up and brought back to where you need to be. Yeah, so like I live in California. In California, so says the AI Google review. I'm just putting that out there. Minor running away from home is generally not a criminal offense, but rather considered a status offense. This means the minor might be detained by police and returned to their legal guardian, or in some cases become a ward of the court. While running away itself isn't a crime, it can lead to police intervention and further actions by the juvenile or family court. So status offenses is an action that is only considered legal because the person committing it is a minor. Running away, truancy, curfew violations, and I think like statutory charges. Things of that nature.
Arrested for anything?
Well, let that one slide. And
So criminal trespass and resisting?
yeah.
The threat was, I'm going to call my dad and he's going to come here and take care of you. That's still like the threat was made. So he doesn't want anything pursued on that. He wants a ban. I didn't get into the criminal trespassing component of it because normally it's okay, you need to leave and...
He told her to leave, but then she didn't, and then she got up to leave, but she wouldn't give her name or ID, so that's when we grabbed her and stopped her. So she was technically walking out. I'm assuming this is Dad here behind you. Hello.
Hello, guys. What's going on up here?
This cuff was hurting my wrist. Like I had staples on it before, and it's not healed all the way.
You had staples on what?
On this one.
Okay.
I got a phone call that her manager or something kept getting into her face.
She was
told the manager that she was going to call her fucking dad. And that's when he said he was calling the cops and took it as a threat. Okay, but he doesn't have no right. He doesn't need to be up in her face.
Okay, well, that's what she's saying. This is actually both their stories. Is she was told because they had no customers to clean,
Okay.
and she said no. He said, we talked about this. There's nobody here.
They've been having
You're
problems with
cleaning.
this guy for the last 3 weeks.
So they said, okay, you're terminated. And we want her to leave. She said, you have to leave. She said, no, I'm not leaving. Say, you have to leave. They don't want you here. And we need your information. You're not welcome back. She refused to give the information, and then she started fighting my officers.
Like I said, if you stay like that, it won't put more pressure on your wrists and shouldn't be so bad.
That's where we're at.
Can I talk to her?
I can't do it. You got it? He'll put the window down a little bit so you can talk.
I mean, honestly, one of these kind of things doesn't escalate too much. It's just trespassing. If they do charge her with that, you're not even going to like prison for this. It's just holding in jail, being processed, and going to court and paying a fee. I think that's what a lot of people in the heat of the moment don't realize. Like, your life isn't over when it's a non-violent offense. Who's perfect in this world?
He told me the police phone, and I took the no.
Calm down, calm down. Calm down.
Then they want to break me up and slam me up against the glass and
Haley.
the police.
Okay. Haley. Stop. 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 Did they ask you your name? Why didn't you just tell them your name?
I told him my name.
Who's the manager that keeps getting in your face?
Jesse.
His name is Jesse? So how did it happen? What happened? What did he do? Ask you to clean?
He want to get smart and talk about something. You can grab a rag and grab the soap and you can clean this off.
Well, why are you fighting with the officers?
I wasn't fighting with him.
Why's your neck all red?
Because they slammed me up against the glass.
Well, don't fight and don't argue with them, please. They had more charges against you lately. We'll take care of this. Don't worry about it.
All right, so because we...
That's a good dad. I like that. My dad was kind of the same when I would mess up. He's just like, why wouldn't you just stay there, exchange information, and then it doesn't turn into a bigger thing? Like, a lot of the time, we have fight, flight, freeze responses, but in these moments, it's always like fight, flight, right? The adrenaline just rushes up on us. We escalate our own problems a lot of the time because our little brain isn't functioning under all of the heightened hormones and chemical reactions that are happening. Humans are funny, trying to fit into these molds and boxes, and then we wonder why people have a hard time.
Obviously, you heard what we're calling for, and she's 18. We're telling you this as a courtesy. You know what I'm saying? She's being charged with obstructing ID and then resisting. Okay, so she's going to go to jail for that. You'll be able to go down there and post bond, or she can post bond if she's got cash on her person or something like that. That's up to her. You want to take her belongings? You want to give your stuff to him as far as whatever else, so that way less stuff you can take down there? Okay. So is it still over here?
Yeah.
What'd you say his name was?
Jesse.
Okay.
You're not going inside right now, are you?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Let's not do that.
I just want 1 second.
Let's not do that.
Okay, I'll wait till you guys leave, dude.
Okay.
You don't need to go too for some stupid shit.
Man.
I understand 100%. Listen, we've dealt with
both my daughters now for the last month. He wants to act like he's tough. Well, act like he's tough.
Is that the right to go, or get a hold of his boss? You know what I mean? Get a hold of his boss. Let him know the issues.
Oh, he's a district manager, so he's pretty high up the ladder.
Well, there's people out of him.
All it's going to end up happening under the current
I know. I'll
situation
go to jail. I understand.
and we don't really want that either, because then you do no good for anybody at that point.
So, there's different ways to approach it. Let's pick one of those different ways today, because
There's a little insight onto why the daughter is a little jumpy on the anger right away, right? Dad models the behavior of, oh, I'm going to go handle this, right? We pick up on that as kids and we end up mimicking and repeating that in our lives. You're not going to talk to me that way. Puffs up chest, goes direct at the conflict. I gotta say, I love this dad. I really do. He defends his kid, takes the stress off of him. You can see she respects her dad. And I like also that he was quick to be de-escalated by the police officers and be like, you know what, you guys are right. I'm not going to do that. I want to, but I won't. But I want to.
this is enough for you guys to deal with for today, right? Agreed?
Yep.
Okay. Fair enough. I appreciate that.
The weed.
She had money on her.
The weed? I'll take the weed.
You want to destroy the weed, or we want to do the weed?
Give it to me.
There's two baggies.
I mean, it's not against the law, right?
Well, yeah, it's got to be in a approved container. I mean, you're not at home. So, just destroy it later. What do you want to do?
I'm good. I don't need to deal with it.
I'll take it.
All right, we're going to switch some handcuffs on me, okay? You want to step on out?
Okay, like, come on, these cops are really cool. They're like, hey, I don't want nothing to do with it. I didn't see it. Hey, with their cameras on, you're gonna destroy it later, right? I want to believe in a perfect world that these cops, no matter the skin tone, would do the same thing in this situation if it was a young adult and a protective dad with a shitty boss, you know? So let's just live in Emily's delusional world for a little bit and think that these cops are nice guys. Please? Please? And ice.
And you said your one hand, you had, what, staples, stitches in it from how long ago?
Like 2 months ago.
It's all healed up and stuff now, though, right?
Sir,
No,
could you just do me a favor and just being that close to me? I understand. Hey, listen, okay? I don't know what your intent is, okay? I don't need you right on my back.
Okay. But he politely asked you to step back. So he doesn't need to calm down. He asked you politely, correct? He just did not want you that close.
I told you this is a courtesy that you're even being involved in this because she's 18.
Who's right there?
Yeah.
All right, we're just going to put him in the front, okay? Fair enough? You done fighting?
Sorry, I apologize.
I get that emotions are high. I get that it's a lot to deal with, especially since you guys have had past issues with the same person. And
You have my number, right, Haley? Well, it doesn't matter. Just go. It's gonna be a few hours, and I'll come down and get you out. Okay? All right. Thank you. Yep.
So we're at Popeyes again, and straight away, these officers walked right into some unresolved chaos. Except Haley wasn't there to get a number 2, work, or to even speak logically, because she's naming Pee-wee, Trish, and Joe from up the block, but the cops are there for you, Haley, just you. And too often, people believe the rules just bend because they don't like the situation. And when you add emotion to it, it just gets worse. Because the officer just calmly asked for ID, but she played the usual kick games, yelling and getting defiant. And sometimes I will honestly sit in the front of my police car after having situations literally identical to this one and think, how do we get here from a simple ID request? Because her arm movement wasn't innocent, it was deliberate. And Haley didn't just fail to cooperate, she chose to challenge authority on private property. Because honestly, what's wrong with just saying, okay, officer, I'll leave? And this is definitely a lesson because the officer said it. They allowed the father to speak to Haley as a courtesy because she's legally an adult. Now she's crying for daddy. And that's the part people don't see coming. You want to act grown in public, cause a scene, ignore lawful orders, and resist arrest. But when the
I mean, I think it's also worth noting it's really hard as a woman being told your entire life, don't let nobody touch you, don't let anybody put their hands on you. If it's a man, if it's, and then you get into these situations where it doesn't matter that it's a man in uniform, it's still a man. And my whole life I've been told not to let people put their hands on me. We don't give enough space and time in between. Okay, this is a different situation. I need time to calm down before I'm able to comply immediately. Time police officers have versus when they implement, okay, it's time, I still think is too short when it comes to these non-violent instances. They could give another couple minutes to explain, even if you need to repeat it multiple times. There should be a minimum amount of requests that we ask somebody before we start putting cuffs on them, I think, with non-violent crimes.
The cuffs go on, suddenly it's call my dad. And let's not forget her dad who was ready to defend his daughter's pride in a fried chicken spot. Because that's not parenting, that's just adding fuel to the fire. And this wasn't just about a trespassing call. We got a glimpse into that family dynamic. And if arguing with cops and resisting arrest is part of her legacy, then you've already failed her as a parent.
This suspect was...
I kind of agreed with that. I brought that up previously too. I'm like, you get a little bit of a glimpse of what the dad has modeled for his daughter and how you handle situations, and it's always brute force. Get in your face, attack, attack, attack. I agree with that.
Was charged with resisting obstructing a peace officer. She is innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law.
Do you think that the family is going to resolve their anger issues? Or do you think that's going to be passed down to the next generation as well? And then another thing too, it's like, are they just in their anger? Because a manager circling through that many employees and just demanding very imperative language he's using. Get that soap, get that, go wash that up. It's very, I'm above you, you're beneath me, do what I say. And if you had a manager experience like that for months and months and months, and then cops come in and also tell you to move, like, yeah, I understand not wanting to comply or listen or anything like that. My little coffee, I don't want to share the brand. No free advertisements. That being said, when cops tell you to do things, it's best to just be like, can I sit down for a minute to calm down? Or can I go to the area you're requesting, but I still need a minute to relax? Because sometimes we do need to verbally express what we need because people can't read your mind, including police officers. And I say that for the general good of everybody being safe out there, because we know trigger-happy police exist, and sometimes it doesn't matter how many requests or what the requests are, no matter how reasonable they might be, you can have a power-hungry cop that just wants you to listen to them, no matter what. Put your hands on the wheel, lower your window, open up the door, but you told me to put my hands on the wheel. Nothing makes sense. Thank you for watching me today. Subscribe. Is it here? Or is it here? Or wherever the button is. Subscribe, like, comment. Let me know.